Good, happy Monday morning, November 8th, 2021. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Monday morning news update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. Let's begin. I hope you all enjoy your morning news update for this Monday morning. Let's get started right now. First up, surgery expected Monday for Manchester Fire Department captain injured in deadly fire. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Calling all experienced fuel delivery drivers, HVAC techs, and installers. Palmer Gas and Oil is growing, and we want...
Oil company, working fire, 10 Dutton Street.
This is what's left of a 6-unit apartment complex on Dutton Street in Manchester. A fire ripped through the building Saturday night, killing one and sending 2 others to the hospital, including Manchester Fire Captain Steve DeRusso, who's now recovering at Mass General.
He's conscious and alert. We spoke with him. He's in good spirits. He's aware of everything that happened.
In total, 15 people were displaced by Saturday's fire, the Red Cross now working to find them shelter. An exact cause has not yet been identified. The Manchester Fire Department says DeRusso's actions saved lives.
His actions were heroic, to say the least. What he did that night under the conditions he had and the conditions he faced were nothing short of heroic, and it's a true testament to who Steve really is.
His peers describe Captain DeRusso as a big hockey fan and a giving member of the community. He participated in the Battle of Badges hockey game for 5 years, raising thousands of dollars for the Children's Hospital at Dartmouth Hitchcock. Manchester firefighters were able to pull 6 people to safety Saturday night.
We know we got 6 out, but we also know there were 7. And, that's heavy on our hearts.
An autopsy will be performed on the deceased Monday. State fire marshals say they'll identify the victim after that point. And Captain DeRusso is set to undergo surgery tomorrow. We're told that Boston firefighters have actually paid for a hotel room for his family to stay in the city close to where he's recovering. We're live in Manchester tonight. Scott Cook, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Rural broadband access to increase under infrastructure bill. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Palmer Gas and Oil has been keeping homes in New Hampshire, northern Massachusetts, and southern Maine comfortable for over 80...
After the president signs the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, more than $1 billion is expected to come to New Hampshire over the next 5 years, the majority of it towards road, bridge, and dam repairs.
Really the biggest investment in infrastructure in my lifetime.
Senator Jeanne Shaheen says the bill also contains $10 billion to help states across the country that deal with water contamination. Communities trying to clean up PFAS chemicals, like Merrimack, can apply for grants. One of the most important investments, at least $100 million to bring high-speed internet to rural parts of New Hampshire and low-income families.
We have seen so clearly through the last year and a half of COVID that not having access to the internet creates a huge challenge for families, for kids who were not able to go to school remotely, for people who were working remotely. We need to make sure that every family can connect to the internet.
The cybersecurity piece is also critically important. We know that cyber attacks are a new frontier in warfare, and we know that in order for our entire state and country to be secure, every connection to a computer system, to a provider, has to be secure.
The money could start coming into the Granite State in a couple of months.
This is a really important step forward for New Hampshire and for our country.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Police identified body found floating in Connecticut River in Charlestown. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
It's the official tractor of Tough Cab Month at Mahindra. Get great deals on all cab tractors, including 0% interest on select models, or save thousands. From the comfort of a climate-controlled Mahindra cab, nothing will hold you back from working the land you love. Not extreme cold, heat, bugs, or dust. So don't miss Cab Month savings.
Chapel Tractor, where you'll notice the difference since 1955.
Right now, state police are investigating after a body was found floating along the Connecticut River in Charlestown. The initial report came in around 10 o'clock this morning. 2 hunters in that area came across a man's body in the water. His identity is unknown at this hour, and it appears that no foul play is suspected. An autopsy for the cause of death is scheduled for Monday.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Nashua man awaiting arraignment on charges connected to grandmother's death. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
A 27-year-old Nashua man is in custody awaiting arraignment after officials say he murdered his grandmother in their home on Thursday night. The Nashua Police Crime Scene Investigation Unit sits outside 22 Auburn Street, the home of 27-year-old Jacob Abraham and his 71-year-old grandmother, Cynthia Tupin. And it's here where the New Hampshire Attorney General's office says Abraham killed his grandmother late Thursday night.
Almost midnight, there was a call for service at 22 Auburn Street in Nashua, and it was determined when they responded that there was a woman who was in her apartment and deceased.
The AG's office says Abraham recklessly caused the death of Tupin by causing blunt force trauma to her head and or a puncture wound to her neck. An exact cause of death will be determined through an autopsy. Abraham is currently being held on a fugitive from justice charge in Lowell, Massachusetts.
Monday morning, he'll be arraigned in Lowell District Court and on the fugitive from justice charge, and he has a choice of whether to waive the formal extradition process or not.
If Abraham waives extradition, he will be brought back to New Hampshire for an arraignment on a second-degree murder charge for Tupin's death. As the investigation continues, the AG's office is asking anyone with information on this case to come forward.
If anyone heard anything on November 4th, on Thursday, during the day or into the early evening, that they think is important or could be relevant, please call the Nashua Police Department.
An autopsy for Cynthia Tupin is scheduled for tomorrow morning.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. More than 1,700 participants in CMC Manchester City Marathon. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Here in the Queen City, it was a beautiful day for competitors in the 15th annual CMC Manchester City Marathon. More than 1,700 runners from 34 states registered for the marathon, half marathon, relay, or 5K. This year's winner was Benjamin McDonald of Sudbury, Massachusetts. The top female runner was Kirsten Ritchie of Northampton. New Hampshire's highest finishers are Andrew Tuttle and Gillian Bennett. The race is also a big win for local charities.
I think to have a premier marathon in the state of New Hampshire, in Manchester, the state's largest city, is extremely important. It's important for the nonprofit community that benefits from it, specifically Veterans Count, our official charity, that we've raised over $100,000 for so far with this event alone.
Perfect weather for it today. The Manchester City Marathon is the largest race in the state.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Very cool indeed. Congratulations to all those runners who ran. Soaring fuel prices already being felt by Americans. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
We love our house. Been here for years.
Yeah, but there's an animal in the attic. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save a lot.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
We're following your money tonight. The soaring price of fuel is already hitting pocketbooks. Now the Energy Secretary is warning it's only going to get worse. Here's ABC's Deirdre Bolton.
Tonight, the new warning that heating bills will soar this winter for millions of Americans.
It will be more expensive this year than last year.
Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm pointing to fuel shortages.
The oil and gas companies are not flipping the switch as quickly as the demand requires.
Federal energy officials predicting significant cost increases. Winter heating bills for homes using natural gas, almost half of the U.S., could be 30% higher this year. Nearly 50% higher for those in the Midwest. For homeowners and business owners, the worry is intense.
I run a small business out of my house, and I also work full-time remote, so the cost of any bill going up is alarming.
Rising energy demand, supply chain problems, and a slightly colder winter forecast, all to blame. Drivers feeling the pinch as well. Gas prices hitting their highest levels since 2014. The national average gas price of $3.42 per gallon. That's according to AAA, and that is 60% higher than where we were last year. Which?
Not a good sign. All right, Deirdre, thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning news update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. I hope you all enjoyed tuning in and listening to this morning news update. Have a great rest of your day and see you back here later on today for another news update. Goodbye, everyone.